If you're feeling unhappy, that's okay, because in the next 2 weeks, you will have halved your depression score if you follow my routine in a very specific way. And it's alright, you're not alone. I've been in your shoes, and so has millions of other young men out there, and they've all managed to completely transform their lives, so why can't you? So to get started, I want you to do these 2 tests. I'm going to pop them on screen now and link in the description. They're the depression and anxiety test, and what I want you to do is do the 2 tests, do them as real as possible, be genuine to how you're actually feeling and how you actually are, and then I want you to take a screenshot, and what this does is it gives you a reference point so that you realize how much progress you have actually made in the next 2 weeks upon following my routine. And don't lie, I want you to do it properly with how you actually are feeling. It doesn't work nearly as well if you don't fucking tell the truth. So yeah, just get that done quickly. Shouldn't take you more than 5-10 minutes. And then anyway, yep. But before we do get into the routine, I do want to introduce myself. So my name's Jacob, and I'm on a mission to help 1,000 young men break bad habits and rewire their minds to become genuinely happy. And this is coming from someone who was incredibly anxious. I lacked confidence in myself. I didn't like myself. I was insecure as fuck. I constantly had a stream of negative thoughts running through my mind. And on top of that, I was terrified of being alone with my own thoughts. Then I undid all of that, got my shit together, and now I want to help 1,000 young men do the exact same thing. So subscribe to join me on this journey. Okay, so to get started, we're going to be making a physical habit tracker. And this is an essential part of the routine because this will actually allow you to stick with the routine for the actual 2 weeks to give you something to work towards and to keep you accountable. And why do we want a physical one over an online spreadsheet or something like that? Well, when it's in your physical environment, and what I've done in the past, I've put it up on my door so that you physically can't ignore it. Because when it's hidden away in some Google Doc somewhere, that's very, there's actually a bit of friction to get to it. But when it's literally in front of you, you walk past it every day, you realize, oh, fucking habit tracker. Right. Okay, now I gotta get that done. And it also, when you see crosses or that you've failed or that you've won, that you've succeeded in the past, that you failed in the past, and then you have the physical habit tracker right there. You can see, oh shit, I didn't get my meditation done 2 days in a row. Okay, let's actually make sure I get it done today. It gives you that extra form of accountability that an online document just literally doesn't have. And in the short term, like right now, when I get you to make the document, when I get you to write the document on paper, it is going to be that extra bit harder because you're going to have to grab a piece of paper, you're going to have to grab a pen, and then you're going to have to make it up. Exactly, I'll show you on the whiteboard quickly. But yes, it is a little bit extra friction, but it is worth it, so please do that. Okay, before we start making the habit tracker, let's understand the mindset behind it. I did just explain a little bit of it, but how do we want to progress and actually make this as valuable as possible for you? And the mindset is very similar to progressive overload in the gym. So you know how when you're in the gym, you start with, say, a 20 kilo bench press, and then you have to progress very slowly up. So you do 20 kilos for maybe a 3x6, then 20 kilos for a 3x7, then 20 kilos for a 3x8. You're slowly adding a rep on each week after week, slowly adding weight, slowly adding frequency, just making sure to progress in that slight way, week after week. That way, you're actually guaranteed to be making progress and building muscle. It's like you wouldn't go in the gym on the first day you're in the gym, you wouldn't expect to bench 3 plates, for example, would you? You wouldn't expect to bench 140 kilos, unless you're an absolute freak of nature. No, you'd progress, you'd go from like 20 to 40 kilos within a few weeks, maybe to 60 after a few months, and then you just keep progressing up and up and up until after a few years, then you can do 140. You don't just go straight to it. And that's what we're going to do with the habit tracker. We're going to have the minimum required for you to actually tick the habit tracker to be like 1 second. To be the absolute minimum to tick the habit tracker is 1 second of actually doing the habit. So I'll give you a little bit of a spoiler. One of the habits will be exercise, and literally 1 push-up, 1 squat, 1 minute of running, just 1 unit of whatever you're doing and then you can tick it off. Your day has succeeded. That is the minimum required to tick the habit tracker, and you've won the day. And what this does is actually a fair few things. It keeps the momentum going, even on those days, because there will be days where you feel like absolute shit and that just trying to do the bare minimum is so hard that when you're in that rut, you can actually do it. Because there are those days where you don't want to do anything, you don't want to get out of bed, and just making progress in that slight way will be so much more rewarding and more likely to keep going than setting the goal of doing a full hour workout. And then how much more friction is there to do that hour workout when you don't want to, when you can't, and your ego right now is probably about circling up and saying, oh, one push-up, that's so fucking easy, I can do way more. But I want you to humble yourself, because I have had a friend in the past who I've told this strategy to, and they think, oh yeah, they can do more, they can do way more. That is pathetic, it's just a waste of my time. But no, it really isn't. Building habits is about doing the same thing over and over again until it is ingrained into your system, until it becomes automatic. And actually doing the habit every day, no matter how small, is what makes it easier to do over time. So it may seem, okay, actually I'll give you an analogy. So who do you think is more likely to stick with the habit? Some guy who wants to get into a health kick, goes to the gym 3 times a week, hour workouts, maybe goes for a jog, 3 separate days as well, so he's working out 6 times a week, or hour workouts. And then the one guy who's doing what I'm saying, so 1 minute of exercise each day. Who do you think is going to be more likely to stick to this long term? Because that's the goal. We want you guys to be able to stick with this long term. It's obviously going to be the second person, the one who starts really slowly and then keeps building and building and building. So the first few weeks maybe do a minute, then maybe set the bar a little bit higher, and then keep going, because your brain and your body will have adapted and you can actually fucking do it. This is the simplest, most best way to build any habit, and it's often overlooked because people just don't have the ego to say, okay, let's start slowly and build up. I know why we do that, it makes sense. But some people just don't have the humility to say, okay, I'm not him, I'm not going to do it all at once, and I'm just going to use what's guaranteed to work and what has worked in the past for millions of other people. Shameless plug, I do have a course down in the description that helps young men break bad habits, rewire their mind, and become genuinely happy. If that's something you're interested in, check it out down in the description. If not, continue on to the video. Okay, enough yapping, let's actually start making the habit tracker. So, first column is going to be dates. Just write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yada 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 yada. And line off. I want you to be doing this on a piece of paper right now with me. Come on, don't skip this. So, bang. And then the first habit is meditation. And second habit, actually, I'll explain them as I go. So, just make this, say, whatever day it is on, put the month, exactly how it's done. It's very simple. Okay, to start off, why are we doing meditation? Well, first off, this allows you to be much more grounded in your body, gives you emotional control, gives you awareness, removes some of the downsides of modern society, all of the instant stimulation from everywhere around us. It allows us to think and process our emotions. You will feel and be able to output so much better work and just be able to enjoy life more, because you'll be able to think. And to start off with, you could just download the Medito app. It's a free non-profit app with a bunch of meditations on it. Just search up like a 3-minute meditation app, or as the bare minimum I stated earlier, to actually give this a little tick, just literally sit there, take 1 deep breath, and that's literally it. That's all you need to do to tick the meditation one off. 1 deep breath. But on the other days, you could do the guided meditation when you actually feel like you're capable of doing the habit. But on those days that you feel like shit, it's okay to just take a deep breath and call it a day. And now the next habit is what I said earlier, exercise. And you know why exercise is good. You don't need me to state any reason why. The next column is reading. So again, can be just one page. I want you to find a non-fiction book that you're actually interested in. This is the key to reading that a lot of people don't realize. That if you aren't reading something that you fucking actually want to read, you're like 100 times less likely to fucking read it. So grab a non-fiction book that you are interested in reading at the moment and start reading maybe a page a day as your bare minimum. Or if even a page is too much, a minute. And then slowly again progress up from there. So the progressions, actually before I do that, I'll give you the last habit. That obviously, again, you don't need me to explain why gratitude is a good thing. So how do you progress in all four of these? Meditation. Up the time that you are actually meditating. And again, don't start off with like a 20-minute meditation each day as the bare minimum. That is the stupidest thing you can do. You won't stick with the habit unless you're like the fucking top 1%. You are very unlikely to stick with the habit. So just do trust me here. Do know what I'm talking about. And then next one, exercise. Fucking a push-up, a squat, a 1-minute jog as the bare minimum to tick it off. Read, again, 1 page, 1 minute, and then gratitude. I want you to say out loud or grab a journal, write down 1, 2, 3 things you're thankful for right now. Like right now, I'm thankful for my water bottle behind you. I have clean access to water, and that's pretty fucking sick. And again, you don't need me to tell you why doing gratitude is a good thing to do. And makes your outlook on life so much better. When you're thinking positively more often, that gratitude in and of itself can make so much progress in your mental health, and it's probably had the biggest impact on me, aside from regular exercise. And then this is the base physical habit tracker. So honestly, right now, you should have a physical habit tracker with the next 2 weeks. That is what I said, 2 weeks. So day 14, when you have meditation, exercise, read, and gratitude. And then each day, I want you to tick, and if you didn't, I want you to cross it. And shit. And the key is to do not tear up or forget about or ignore that actual habit tracker. Each day that you feel like, oh, okay, I'm going to rip it up and I'm going to start again. No, that's not the point of the habit tracker. That actually defeats the purpose of it. When you see that there's a cross there, that is motivation to actually want and push you to do better. Keep the habit tracker up there, do it every day, regardless of if you actually did it, regardless of how you feel, and then come back in 2 weeks, see how you go, let me know in the comments, and hopefully it works out well for you. If you do want to take this even further, if you find this is all too much, then just stick with what I'm saying. But there is 2 more like optional habits that I do want to include. They're weekly habits, so you only have to do them twice. It does say social connection, so I want you to go out, probably make a new friend, or go hang out with some of your friends. At least 1 time a week. That is literally all you have to do. Go hang out with your friends. Or if you're someone that doesn't have many and they don't want to, go out and try something new. Go play a new sport, go to a hobby class, go do something. That will get you out of your house. You'll feel 100 times better. And I know it might seem a bit scary to go do that, but in the end, you're going to die at 80. And this is the type of shit that you're going to remember. You're not going to regret doing this. Might be that little bit scary, but you can do it. And the next little thing is a weekly adventure. So a weekly adventure. I know you can't really see that. Anyway, weekly adventure. I want you to go to a new place that you haven't been to before and just treat it like you're a child. Like, remember when you were a child, you'd climb trees, you jumped over puddles, you'd get dirty, you'd fall over on your bike, and you'd just have fun. That's the type of shit you need to be doing. Go out to a new place that you haven't been to. It could even be as simple as, actually, this is a good little analogy. You know how in Grand Theft Auto, the map, when you first load on, is just completely, like cloudy, fogged out. You can't see anything. You likely, in your like home little town, you likely have areas you have never been to. So I want you to make it your little mission, a little side quest, if you may, to go explore that. Go explore the areas you haven't been and see what's out there. So yeah, that's the 2-week routine. I want you to do each of these meditation exercise, reading, gratitude, each day, bare minimum, and then slowly start to level up over the next few weeks. And then come back to the video, let me know how it goes, do the anxiety and the depression test again, let me know how it goes, take screenshots of both, and I can basically guarantee on that second score, it's going to be so much more appealing and you're going to feel so much better about yourself after you do it. So do let me know how that goes. And yeah, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. And you have a good one. Bye.